All the items you're about to see can be purchased on my eBay website at Whitney LaBrie Events. All right, happy Wednesday. I have so much for you today. I've got estate sale finds, I've got dolls, I've got accessories, I've got builder supplies. So let's get started. First box here is estate sale finds. And the very first thing is this handmade bed. This is amazing. This thing has so much detail. It's like a spindle bed. It has an artist signature on the back, and it's gorgeous. Very well made. It feels very delicate. It just needs someone to add a mattress and some beautiful bedding. And then here's another one. This is also handmade spindle bed. Just beautiful. Look at the detail and the craftsmanship in this bed. I'm in love with this. The only thing is that this one doesn't have a signature. The other one does, but because they're so similar, I'm going to say that it's definitely the same artist. This is a really cute piece. It's just a buffet table, or it could be a desk. Actually, it looks more like a desk. It's a very inexpensive piece. All the drawers do work, and it is like a very cherry mahogany color. This is a cute little metal table. This is a 1980s Mattel The Littles Dollhouse furniture piece. This is a very tiny scale, and it is a folding table. This is a cool thing I picked up at the estate sale today. It is just a Jim Holtz. These are cardstock frames. This isn't necessarily a miniature, and it's certainly something you could buy at the store anywhere, but I just thought this was really cool, and you can put your own pictures inside. They have a couple different sizes in there, so I thought that was a nice find. I love these. These are stickers, but they're hard plastic, and they're just adorable Victorian cameos, and I just really love those, and it's got pinks and like a burgundy background on those. Here we just have a small standard mirror in mahogany finish. This is a gorgeous oval handmade rug. Beautiful condition. It's got some little fuzzes on there, but anyway, the signature is on the back, and you can see 1983, number 35 too, so there must be several in the series. You can almost feel the quality when you hold that rug. It's so lovely. Here's a small Tiffany lamp, a microscope, and a little brass cup and saucer. This is another real treasure that I found today. This is another handmade piece here. It is a double spindle bench, and it is just really pretty. The detail is really nice on it, and it's solid. It's a really solid piece. Kind of has this craftsman folksy feel to it. Just lovely. Here's another really cool chair. It's got some hand painting to the back. I thought it was maybe an inlay at first, but it's got a little damage to the seat as far as the fabric is concerned, but the chair itself is in decent condition. It does have an antique feel to it, so I'm not quite sure on the age of this piece. If you know anything about it, please feel free to comment below. These I picked up because they were adorable. Okay, first of all, they're Mary Englebright, and these are not necessarily miniature, but inside they have these beautifully illustrated photos that are exactly the perfect size to cut out and add to frames. And you don't even have to, I mean, some of them are double paged, but for the most part, these would be so cute in a dollhouse. So I'll probably be listing these today as well, and I will be selling, I think, 3 of them. This is a gorgeous piece here. It does look to be hand painted. It kind of reminds me of like a chinoiserie, and it's gorgeous. It's in really great condition. No chips or anything like that in the paint. All the drawers open really nice, and the top opens and folds down, and of course it has the pull-out supports. Then I have these 2 hand-painted chairs. At first I thought they were the same. They're very similar, but I think this one here has more of an inset chair seat, and I think that's the one that goes with the desk, and then the other one, I actually have another one just like that at my eBay store already, and it's similar but not exact. But anyway, they're both in great shape. They're really pretty. Here is just a very simple but elegant mahogany dining table here with some scalloped edging. A table like this is fantastic because there's so many different types of chairs that you can put with it. And then here we've got a second green Mattel table here. Then we have a nice silver rocking chair in metal also with mesh seating. This is another small black cameo. This one is not a sticker. We have a Jackhammer rocking chair here with a cane seating, and then a little rocking, well, it was a rocking bed, but actually the rocking part is actually gone. And then we've got this really cool little bubble painting here. This is an amazing set of paintings here. So what this person did, these are handmade frames that they've then added real photos of art to, and then did probably like a decoupage over them in order to make it almost look like they were paintings, that they're actually paintings. And every single one of them, almost every single one, I think one is missing, has the description of the actual painting and then the artist's signature who made these, who put them together. Then you've got this cool little metal tray here with some floral painted on it. Here's another one by that same artist who did the frames. All of them are dated and they're lovely, really. I mean, this would be a great collection. I'll probably sell them all together instead of separating them out so that whoever buys them can have the full collection. Okay, this is a really neat piece. This is like a 3D art piece that goes on the wall, and it has really got some neat dimension to it. You can see there. I'm not exactly sure where this one was made. I have another larger one that was made in West Germany. So it's possible that this one was also made in the same area. Okay, and in the bottom we have just mostly some small accessories. We have quite a bit of metal statues here, actually, and they all looked very aged, and they're very heavy, actually. I don't know much about these, but they're really nice. I love that ballerina. They certainly have patinaed, but they're lovely. Okay, now we have some plates here, some porcelain plates, and they do have, some of them do have markers on the back. One is just the face of a clock. Okay, here we've got a coat hanger, we've got some candlesticks, we've got a violin, it looks like, a couple of sconces perhaps, and then a couple of other small accessories. Actually, I think those are beads. Okay, here we have two adorable cherubs. We have another framed picture of a Victorian lady. We have a hat, a pipe, candlestick, a small skeleton, and a little bucket for coal. Okay, and then we have a little girl in a red dress holding her doll. We have a metal dog, and then we've got a small little carriage and mini horses. And then we have a cup and then a glass tube with a small glass vase inside. Very interesting. This is an interesting doll. I've come across this maker before. She does these really neat faces. Well, they're actually to me a little bit scary because the eyes are black with no pupils. And so they kind of freak me out a little bit. But really there is something very whimsical about them. In this case, you've got the nurse here. She's got this adorable little bun hairdo. Her dress, she's pretty old. It's a little dingy, it's not quite the bright white that it once was, I'm sure. And her body is soft, but the hands, the legs, the boots, the face are all more like a clay material. And she definitely has a quite a neat expression on her face. Okay, this is just a small porcelain little girl doll. She is as tall as like a 12 scale doll, but her features, her hands and everything are actually to me a little bit larger. And she does look to be an ornament as well. So a little ballerina ornament. And actually she's wearing like yellow lipstick or something, which, yellow, it's not everybody's color. And then this is a primitive piece here. It is wood, and it does not have a maker mark that I could find. A little dusty. Good color though, with that really cool orange outfit and hat. I don't know much about that. If you do, of course, let me know. He does look like he has his hand like on a sword in a sheath, though. So I don't know if that gives you any clues. And then this is a really nice fireman here. This is a resin doll, and he's standing amongst his hose down there at the bottom. Good condition. I'm not seeing any chips or anything. He's holding that axe up. No issues. This little guy here, I can't tell if he is a 12 scale young boy or if he is a half scale man. Obviously a bathroom doll, probably is getting out of the shower. So he stands about 3 inches and he is resin. This guy is awesome. He's a mariachi. He is porcelain. He's got real hair, a real hair mustache, and of course head of hair. You can see that his head is able to move up and down, and so are his arms. He has some hair and stuff on his outfit, but for the most part, most of his body is porcelain. Like I can feel that his torso is porcelain. Mostly from like the knee down, and from the elbow down is also porcelain, and of course his head. I don't see any maker marks on him or any tags that have any labels or anything. So here's the companion to that little Andy clothespin doll we saw earlier. Here is little Miss Raggedy Ann herself, and these are adorable. And I have a soft spot for these, and they are super cute. Clothing is well made, both carrying little jump ropes. Okay, here we've got a businessman right here. His head has been horribly glued back. You can see the crack there. He also has a look of worry, and that's probably because he lost his head at one point. But anyway, poor guy. But he's pretty cool if someone could re-glue that head, and he's got the nice briefcase and his business coat in his hand. And he's kind of a young guy. Maybe he's like just starting his first day at work, and so that's why he looks so worried. Here's another pantyhose doll. This guy is adorable. Oh my gosh, his little face. He's squishy all over. He's a little doctor doll. He's got glasses on, his little tie, and he looks like he has a stethoscope in his pocket and a little mustache. He is just too cute. Look at those little ears. I have come across a few of these dolls already. I don't know anything about the maker of these, but they're so cute. Here's another adorable doll here, a little Christmas elf with glasses and just waiting to make some toys. Very cute felt outfit on, nice condition, definitely vintage. Here's another one of those little pantyhose doll. This one has, he's a vet. He has his little stethoscope around his neck. He's wearing glasses and these oversized shoes, and he has a dog under his arm that he's carrying. And he's just too cute also, with these like sweet little faces. The dog is removable, but we're going to keep them together. All right, we've got another nice resin doll here. We've got this gentleman. Looks like he's in the middle of a dance move here, and he's got his hat off to the side. An older guy here. He's got his tuxedo coat on, and he's in good condition. He is on a stand. He's 1/12 scale, but he is standing on a little podium there. Here's another cute little pantyhose doll. He's got some glue on his jacket there, so I'm not sure maybe what he either had there, but he also has a stethoscope too in his pocket. Wearing some glasses. He's got a couple bald spots there. It has a nice little tie on. Adorable. All right. This lady, this is one of those faces that, you know, what your nightmares are made out of. No, but she's really neat. She's also clay, and she has that face. She doesn't have the same eyes as the other maker. She was sitting in this chair, but I just don't see any tags or anything to let me know who this might be. But I love that little bun. She does have a very big smile on her face. Her hands look very, very similar to the guy in Scary Movie 2 who has that tiny hand that reaches out and says, "Here, use my strong hand." Those hands, that's what this doll has. So I don't know whether to laugh or be scared of it. This is an adorable little sitting doll here. She's so cute with her curly hair and her ribbon, and she's drinking a cup of coffee or maybe hot cocoa. No, I feel like there'd be marshmallows in it. But anyway, she's in great condition, also a resin doll. And then here's another adorable sitting doll here with her little red shoes, her little red Mary Janes, blonde hair, pink ribbon, just adorable little girl. This resin doll here, he's pretty cool. He has a few marks on him, some chipping in the paint, but he's just like this really cool, like, look at that. He's got that look, like that serious look. His hands are crossed. He's either a bartender who's had enough, or maybe he's a bouncer and, you know, he's about to put someone out. And he kind of also has the, you know, like an old gangster vibe to him, right? He was clearly glued down. You can see the glue on his feet, but there's a small marking right there on the one foot, and this might be a Cecil Boyd who did dolls like this before, and I've actually come across him in this collection already, so I'm leaning toward that, but I'll try to do a little bit more research before he gets posted on eBay. This is a cool guy here. This says Danmark on the back, and I went back and forth on that because I kept thinking it might say Denmark, but it clearly says Danmark. So anyway, I've come across a couple other primitive pieces like this. This bellhop is pretty cool. He's got mail in his hand. I love the bright colors of this doll, and he's total wood from head to toe, and he just has this really great, neat expression on his face. Anyway, he's a pretty cool little item. This little hobo guy here, that's what he reminds me of. He's on a stand. He is a ceramic piece, and it says Pete underneath, and I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's part of a collection or this is a doll that you bought for your friend named Pete. So if you know, let me know. I'd love to hear more about it. This is an adorable piece here. It's by Kate Greenway, and it is a resin piece. And she's an adorable doll with this hearts on her dress, and she looks like she's actually carrying maybe a Valentine. And she's got a little basket of flowers here. Gorgeous hat, lots of detail, just needs a little bit of dusting. But it's nice that her tag is still on there, and she is a collectible piece. And I believe it says that she's number 562 out of 9,500. So hey, we're on the low scale of that. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, this is a nice piece here. This doll, he's resin. Love it. He's got the beard and the nice suit on, and he's got his hat to the side. This one also has some markings on one of the feet, but I don't recognize it. So I'm not sure who the maker of this is, but it is more of a higher end resin doll. This is another one of the Historical Society ladies here. Originally, she would have had a box and some authentication paperwork that went with her. She's definitely been sitting out. She's not broken or anything like that. Her dress is just a little, like the white is a little dinge, and she could probably just use a dust roller or something like that. And this is Priscilla Alden, and she was actually part of the Plymouth colony, and she was married to John Alden in 1621, believe it or not. That's amazing. So anyway, she's number 623. She's number 6923 of about 8,500, it looks like. All right, here we have a porcelain clown in green and red. Pretty cute, full squishy body, porcelain hands and feet. Actually, he's pretty cute. Not really a scary clown. I don't have a clown phobia though. Do you have a clown phobia? Let me know in the comments below. Here is another nurse. She's also a pantyhose doll. She's adorable. Look at that blonde hair. She's wearing a mask. She's got some paperwork there in her hands, and she has a squishy little body. Love her little nurse's cap there. The only thing is she does seem to have some glue also on her dress. And so did the other dolls that we saw that were similar. So I don't know, maybe they were in a room box together. Maybe they were glued together because aside from her, the other guys really needed to have a stand. This is another one of those dolls that she could either be a 1/12 scale little girl doll, or she could actually be a half-scaled mom doll. She kind of has that face that really could go either way. And then she has this very vintage dress on. It looks like it has yellowed. It's really hard to tell because it almost looks like it was purposefully dyed this color, like maybe a tea dyeing or something along those lines, or a coffee dyeing. So let me know what you think. But yeah, she's just at 4 inches tall. Very pretty doll. Heavy porcelain. All right, now this is another porcelain physician doll. This gentleman here, he has longer hair. Actually, that makes me think this is probably from the 70s. He's got a stethoscope. He's carrying a little baby, so he's probably a pediatrician. The only thing is there is a crack at the base that I've noticed, and it was glued back pretty well, but there is a little chip missing. All right, we've got this gentleman here. He's got his top hat. You know, he's got a little sass. He's like got that top hat to the side a little bit. And then he's got his cane and he's ready to go dancing. He has a porcelain head, hands, and feet, but his body is squishy. Okay, we have this small baby here, and it could be a boy, it could be a girl. It is plastic, and I didn't really see any other doll that this little cutie might have gone with. And then I've just got a random stethoscope down at the bottom, and it's made a little bit different from the other dolls that had the stethoscopes with them, so I don't really think it went with any of those dolls. Now I have this giant tub of accessories and building materials and all sorts of stuff. So it will take me forever to go through all of this with you, one item at a time. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to organize it out, and then I'm just going to show you in groups. So this is all the furniture that was in that barrel. And we've got this unfortunate trestle table here that I only was able to find one leg. It is artist made. It does have the initials carved into it. So kind of sad. Maybe someday I'll come across that. Then we've got this milk churner here that is hand painted with this adorable farmhouse scene on it. And it does have the signature on the bottom. And what a real treasure this is. Then we have the top of the table here, no drawers, very sad. This is a beautiful mirror and it's missing half the legs, but it's got real good weight to it. It feels like it could be a fantastic merchandise piece, like a Federal mirror. If I don't find the legs, that could easily be removed and then just sanded and stained, and really you could put that on the wall. That's the inside to a chest. This is a Jackhammer inlaid table piece here. A little spoon holder, collector spoon holder. I think that's the top of a stool. It has like this very retro metal feel to it. A small plant stand. We've got a pencil sharpener here. This is probably by Durham Industries, but it's actually missing the sharpener, which would have probably been at the base, I believe. This is a beautiful cedar chest. You can see the cedar in the inside. It is handmade, and you can see there that it has the artist maker on the bottom. Look at those hinges. Those are seriously amazing. This is a really neat handmade piece as well. It's just a small side table or hall table, but none of the drawers open. So you've got paper on the front. It feels like maybe a real marble piece on the side or at the top, and then the gold feet on the bottom. And then you've got this nice 4-shelved bookcase. and also very nice condition, pretty solid, just has a little mini hold. This is a kit here that is complete, so you can make this little wagon, and it has the instructions and then all the parts that go with it too. Have never been opened, including the metal wheels that go with it, so that's pretty cool. And then this awesome piece, it's metal, it's super obviously aged. It's rusted out a little bit. It's got the old green paint. No markings on it. I don't know. What do you guys think it is? Still opens pretty nicely. Really no issues there. Loving that old mirror. It could really, honestly, it's neat how it is. You could add some modern stuff to it and it would make it awesome, but it could really be good in like a creepy haunted room too. So here's all the wall stuff I found. Just a ton of different items. Kind of got this really neat little crucifix right here with a little tiny Jesus on it. This is a nice piece here because it's handmade, it looks like, but then on the back they put the hanger, and then look, they backed it with little tiny newspaper print. Oh! This is a neat piece as well because this one is actually a real painting. Artist signature is on the back, and you can feel the actual paint on the canvas. This is just a really nice French Provençal print there with this old frame. This is nice too because you could back it with another color. It's a deer on it. An antlered deer, and you could really pop that pretty well. This photo here is really neat. I think that's Marie Antoinette, I would guess. I don't know, it could be anybody. But anyway, the frames themselves though are actually what's super cool about these. They're made in Italy, and you can see, the marking on the back. And I would say those look pretty vintage. Okay, so I usually don't have a lot of small scale stuff, but this is all the very, very tinies. This is going to be like half scales, 1/44 scales, HO scales. We've got these little tiny carts and carriages. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This is 3 suitcases and a little tiny hat with flowers on it. Oh my gosh. Got armoires and this little fireman right here running with his little Dalmatian. A tiny TV. This is a little tiny safe right here. A little tractor. And that's a little piano and a little tiny stove. This is a neat piece because this is Bezpak, and it is a very tiny little trunk. So it could be like a half scale trunk probably. But it also could be like a 12 scale box that you might find on the dresser or something. And then here we've got a little tiny modern chair. And then this is like a little sign that says like Grand Junction. So, some of this stuff is definitely for probably trains. And here's some really tiny, tiny animals. We've got 2 little kittens playing, or 2 cats playing. Little rooster, and then here's a dime just to give you guys scale. Some other cats and dogs, a little chicken over there. And then these are tiny, tiny kits. So I have 2 of these that say log truck, and you can see how you could buy those and put that together. And then here is some cabinets and shelving for a very, very small scale. Here's a little trunk inside that one. More cabinets, dressers, a tiny little mailbox right here. This is a garden trellis. I would say this is like half scale, and it's seen better days. It needs a little glue, but I actually think that that's salvageable. And same with this. This is a little trellis table here. It's got a little mini hold residue on it. The leg is kind of twisted. It's not broken. It just needs a little finagling. And then here's a tiny little shelf. And then look at this little book. It actually has pages. All right, and then we've got a very small scale refrigerator. This is Coca-Cola bottles and a Coca-Cola crate, and this is 1/4. There's another 1/4 scale laser cut table here. And then look at these little curtains. Oh my gosh, these drapes. That is just too adorable. And then this is actually like a little pub table or something, but it's actually missing its little tiny legs. And then this is building materials on it. These are metal. They kind of look like barrel chairs to me. And then here's a little record player. And you can see just next to my thumbnail like how little that is. And then I've got some shutters, housework shutters for the same scale. Very cool. So lots of really fun but tiny little items here. Okay, so here's all the very cool vases and jars that I found in this lot. We have lots of different styles and prints, just in material also. So you've got porcelain, wood, plastic. This is kind of a cool piece here. It looks like a handmade vase, hand painted. Glad there's a cork. This is kind of a neat, looks like it's a hand-blown glass jar here. It says made in Japan, but the top is a little broken. It's kind of sharp. And then I'm not sure what this is. It reminds me in some ways of like a snuff bottle. It isn't, it's got the wrong shape and everything, but it's kind of interesting. And then it does have a hole in the bottom. And then see that hole to the side? I don't know what that is. If you know, let me know. I really do love to learn. So I put the dime out here too for scale. And then you can see just these other items, some great jars and vases, a lot of cool stuff. And then here's a whole bunch of plates and pottery also that I found. So these look to be handmade, 3 different bowls in 3 different fun colors. Got this really nice plate here with some Asian designs on it. Same with this bowl that I just tossed. And then a lot of other like little ceramic pieces. Now this is kind of fun. It's a fish, and at first I thought it won the wall, but when you turn it over, you can see that it's actually probably the lid to a dish. So hopefully I'll come across that. I thought it might fit this one, but that actually looks like it needs a rooster on top. And speaking of roosters and chickens, look at this. A little pan with a little chicken and his little chick and a little egg. Oh my gosh, that's just like country deliciousness. And then this set here is fun because it actually feels ceramic. It's very light pink. It kind of has this like 50s retro vibe. And then I also have it in this other color as well. And then this is just a whole little box of brass, copper dishes, silver dishes, just a myriad of different types of kitchen items. All right, and then this is all the food that I found in there. So lots of good fun stuff. So we've got this little dessert, and then inside was a postcard that said Los Angeles for some reason. And then we've got all these hot dogs and different sandwich items. We've got a Oriental tea case here. We've got this huge basket of everything that you could possibly want at a picnic. Lots of good stuff. A full pie is in there, for God's sakes. Then this is a little tiny dessert. We've got eggs, we've got bread, we've got some hors d'oeuvres, it looks like, some bananas, and then we have some Jelly Stars cookies. I was never a fan of those as a kid. They are very much something my grandmother would eat, I think. And then I found all these animals. So we've got, some country animals, some wild animals, some domestic animals, and then we have different materials. We've got brass. This is like a little pin, it looks like. We've got plastic, metal. We've got porcelain. This elephant is brass right here, pretty heavy. And then I have no idea what this is. It doesn't look like it's complete. It's missing some of the parrots, it looks like. But the bamboo top, like, I don't know if that's even completed. It looks like a piece might go on the top. And then the birds have, some of them have like a little clip underneath. Let me show you one. Here we go. See? So I don't know what this is. Do they go on the, like, maybe the rim of the glass so you can like tell whose is whose or something? Anyway, if you know what that's for, I love it. I don't even know what it is, but let me know in the comments if you recognize that. Okay, here are some holiday items that I found in that big old bucket. We've got this adorable little bear here, and you can see that it's got an initial on the bottom of the foot. So we've got a little Christmas bear holding an even tinier bear inside a Christmas stocking. And then here we just have a little Christmas plate with a Christmas scene. You've got Frosty the snowman, it looks like. And then this little tiny Christmas mouse with his little tiny stocking and little bunny rabbit on wheels. And he's in okay condition. Looks like a little bit of paint has chipped off one ear. Here we have a wooden sleigh that you can do whatever you want with. We have a metal nativity scene ornament, it looks like. And then I've got about 5 tiny nativity scenes here in pewter, most likely. And then a Christmas tree. And actually, it's kind of a cool one too. And it just needs to be glued to its base. Okay, and now I've got some garden items for you. So I've got a whole bag of these little tiny water pitcher charms. I've got this tiny sign. It's got roses on the back, but it's got some math on the front. So I don't know, but it kind of reminds me of something you'd find in a fairy garden. And then we've got 2 wooden trellises here in red and white, and then a smaller one. And then we've got these palm trees here, but some of the leaves are falling off, obviously. And then a much larger ship that could be 12 scale, or it could be used as something else because you can see it stands just over 3 inches. We've got some fireplace accessories here, some fabric. We've got some for potentially working lights and some non-working lights. There's like a little tiny candle holder, a tiny drum. And this is neat. This is a full photographed souvenir book from San Francisco, and all the pictures in it and everything are all nice and glossy. It's really actually a very cool book. Okay, so here's some dolls that I have, different types of dolls or figurines. This one's a couple metal dolls. This one looks more like a charm. We've got this tiny little cute little girl here. I think she's clay. This one is like a play school doll. Then this little sitar player here is very interesting with his mask. He's, a little unnerving, but needs a little cleaning. And then we have a couple other little sculptures here, little figures, I mean. And then these are more like, I would say, Barbie size maybe, and they're just vintage drinks, vintage bottles with different drinks inside. Okay, and so this is kind of neat stuff here. We've got a jackhammer here, which I don't think I've ever seen a jackhammer in miniature before. That's got a serious end to it. It makes me almost think that, is that a screwdriver that has been made to look like that? If so, that's pretty cool. All right, and then we've got one golf cleat here with actual cleats in it, and I hope to come across the other one. And then we've got some paste wax here that's great for a garage. We've got a cane with a little pearl top to it. Looks definitely handmade. Okay, so this lot came with a ton of rugs. And so let's go ahead and take a look at an overview of all these rugs. And they are such fun rugs. We have a ton of different colors. Now, a lot of those small ones that you're seeing that have like a Persian feel to them, those are all vintage, early 20th century cigarette rugs. And look at those. You can see in that bright pink one and that gold one there. They are just so cool. And, you know, because they're so much older, you know, they're not all in that great of condition, but some of them are just amazing. And then I have really tiny ones here. Look at those little small ones. Those are obviously 1/44 scale, half scale rugs. Most of them are real. 2 of them are actually just paper rugs that someone cut out probably. But you can see how small they are. And look at those. Oh my gosh. This one is needlepoint here. Look at that. That could either be like a really small scale rug, or you could even have that like as a tapestry on the wall in a 12 scale in a 12 scale room or something. I mean, really the possibilities are endless with some of these pieces because they really are art, and you could use them not on the floor, but on the wall as well. Okay, I have a lot of builder stuff, all right, too. So I'm just going to kind of roll through this footage really quickly so that you can, you know, see a lot of it. Lots of spindles, tons of spindles in this one. Couple different brands. We've got Housewares, Real Life. These stairs here are plastic, and this looks like someone was building out a wall for a very grand room, but this part is broken, so I'm not sure what it was being used for. Here's another. It's a bag full of more spindles and odds and ends. Looks like the ends of some tables, but also those stairs are in there too. More stair endings. Lots of wooden dowels. This is just wood blocks here that could be used for a lot of different fun stuff. And then we've got these really cool dormers here, window inserts. Very thick. I don't know what dollhouse they would go to, but here's some more shingles. We've got 2 different types here. Some lucite pieces. There are some small scale items here, some half scale doors and windows. Looks like it's missing maybe the inserts. A couple different types of faux marble tops. Those are some tiles, and then this is just one piece here. Tiny little part of a chimney. Here's part of the front of a little dollhouse. A window insert. These are like lucite plastic pieces, but they're really dark, and you don't normally see that color. So kind of cool. And then some fencing trim or roof trim too. So a lot of good building materials here. And then more rugs. Look how many more rugs they have. Oh my gosh. Those small ones there, those are silk, and they are just so fine. And then we've got this piece here that's more like just a piece of a quilt. Maybe it could be used as bedding. We have some other great prints here. Look at those. Just super vintage. More of those little cigarette rugs. That green one there, the center is, well, this blue one I'm showing you right now, that is an embroidered piece there, but then that one is a needlepoint rug. We've got a shabby little purple one here, another tobacco rug. Got some modern ones. There's that quilt again. This is a lovely one here with that really great gold trim on it. And then that's just like a piece of carpeting there, that yellow. So a lot of good stuff. And then here's some wall art or some wallpaper in small scale, and then also a couple of other like little odds and ends that can be used in the dollhouse. These are small scale wallpaper pieces there. And then this is some vintage wallpaper trim. Okay, and then I found this. This is actually a plastic piece. I don't know, it looks like it was in the process of being transformed into something amazing. But yeah, you can see that it's fully plastic. The top wasn't really trimmed out very clean, but obviously the trim would go up there anyway. So I don't know. It doesn't look like it was removed from a dollhouse, but it certainly needs to go in one. And then I don't know what this is, so I'm just going to throw this out to you guys. These are just bags of these wood pieces here. And I don't know if they were just extra trim pieces that the dollhouse shop where I got all of this was just going, selling them as remnant woods for use in projects. But I don't know, it's really hard to tell. You know, some of them have some similar stuff in them, and some are a little bit different. This bag here, actually, it does actually say the Lilliput Dollhouse on it. So this probably went to that, or it was leftover trim pieces. Okay, and then that's it for this week. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of good stuff. If this is your first time watching my What's New Wednesdays, then you should know that everything that you just saw here pretty much on this show, you can go over to my eBay website and purchase it if you so desire. For the rest of you who have been here before, you know the drill. It's all ready to go. It'll hit at 1 o'clock West Coast time on my eBay site, which is Whitney LaBrie Events. You guys, thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure sharing all these treasures with you. I hope you feel the same. I will see you in the next couple weeks for the next What's New Wednesdays. You guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.